Hey guys, and welcome back to BKRtravel. Today we are going to be doing a video where I'm going to go through the top 10 countries that I want to visit in my lifetime. I'm going to visit more than this. I'm going to visit more than these countries, but these are ones that have either just stuck with me for a certain reason or are just beautiful. And like, every country is beautiful, but I did try my best to come together with 10 countries that I just simply can't get off my mind. I want you guys to comment in the comment section below which 10 countries are your preference list, where's your priority to get to in this world, because it is a big world full of a lot of cultures, a lot of history, and a lot of damn well countries. So let's get into it. Here's my top 10 countries that I want to visit in my lifetime. And actually, just before we get into it, I am going to be taking out India, Vietnam, and Thailand, because those are the three countries that we will definitely be visiting this year. Obviously, you're not going to see Australia because I'm Australian. Fiji, because I basically have lived in Fiji most of my life. And also, nowhere else. No, the rest of the world is open for business. Even if I've been there before, just so that I can go and explore it in depth like I want to. So let's get into it. Some of these may be obscure. A lot of them may be quite regular for people to want to travel to, and the first one is going to be Egypt, where I guarantee you is a pretty regular one. Everyone wants to go to Egypt because it's so culturally, traditionally amazing. It goes back so far historically. When I was in school, I did a whole essay and still focus so heavily on Egyptian beliefs and, Anubis. I can't remember what it's called. Mythology. There we go. We got there in the end. Anubis. We got there. Yeah, well, listen, Egypt is beautiful. I know it's getting modernized quite a lot, but with that being said, I really want to get to Egypt one day and just experience what Egypt has to offer. Just that history, man. The history there. And as an Australian, our country has been around for a long time, but our country hasn't been around for a long time to build that kind of history like you do see with Egypt. So that is definitely on my bucket list. Now, let's move on now to a bit of a random one. And I don't actually know why I want to go here. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know. I do not know, but I'm taking Bulgaria. Bulgaria. Bit random. Eastern Europe, a place that is so... And I guess you'll find that with myself, when I like to travel, I like to go to places that are so opposite to what I've grown up with, right? Now, there is a couple here that you'll see that are still quite similar, but Bulgaria just seems so... There's an oomph behind it, man. There's an oomph behind Bulgaria. The scenery is beautiful. I guarantee the people are beautiful. And overall, I just feel like Bulgaria would be a completely different place that would open your eyes to a whole different perspective. And that Eastern European region is very perplexing to Australians and perplexing to myself, because it is in a real nook and cranny part of the world in comparison to where our country is. So I feel like I've also heard that Bulgaria is quite an inexpensive country to travel to, and yeah, I would love to visit it. I'm not too sure if their food would be up my kind of alley, but then again, I feel like they'd just be meat eaters, right? I don't have any clue. Again, this is just a bit of a random country that's come on here, but I feel the need to get there, and I feel the need to understand it. Let's move on now to Greece. Beautiful. You can't tell me that you don't want to go to Greece. I know Athens, a lot of people talk down upon it, but there's so much history there again. It's incredible in its own way. Athens is a place that is just so historically relevant. And then you've also got the beauty of the islands, of Santorini and all these other places, right? Greece is absolutely the place I want to get to, because you can experience mainland living, which is so different to island hopping. There is multiple different factors here in Greece that I believe make it such a beautiful country, and there's just so much to learn from it. I've always been a fan of mythology. As I spoke about with Egypt, there's also the Greek mythology. I've always been a fan of mythology, and you're going to see a series here on the channel where we're actually going to go through some mythology of Fiji, of all places. So I've always been interested in it, and I definitely love to get to these places in Greece and just truly experience the historical venture that Greece has gone through. Moving on now, the United States of America. Yes, I've lived in Chicago for about 3 months. Yes, I've been to Vegas, and you're about to see me go to Vegas again. Yes, I was in New York when I was 11 years old. Didn't get to respect it as much as I would now. I've been to LA a couple times and gone through San Francisco. But I haven't actually America's not just Chicago, because when I think of traveling, I think of going for multiple months. I want to really get into the nitty-gritty of a country. America, for me, you do see it as a very gritty kind of country where it's all about the hustle, it's all about that hard work and work life and I just vibe with it, bro. I just vibe with America. And that's why you see, well, I'm currently wearing a Chicago Bulls hat. I'm currently wearing a Chicago White Sox shirt. Even though I'm a Cubs fan, you know, I love American sport. And it doesn't matter kind of... wherever you go in America, so you go to Chicago for 3 months, that's the Midwest, but that's also big city Midwest. The whole of the Midwest is different, and the East Coast is different. Then you've got the South area of Texas and whatnot. You've got I just said East Coast over there, but no, East Coast where, you know, Washington and New York and Philadelphia and Boston. And then there's the West Coast with Los Angeles and San Francisco and whatnot. So they're all different in its own way. And that's why I'd love to really immerse myself inside American culture in different places rather than just that one place and then attribute it to the entire country. Because people go to LA, I'm not the biggest fan of LA overall myself. I feel like there's better places in mind for me in America. And that's not me insulting LA. I just have better preferences and priorities in regards to the United States. And Chicago being one of them. I love the Midwest. But a lot of people go to LA and they just kind of attribute the entirety of America into that one city. And it's just not true. And that's why I'd love to get all 50 states at one stage. Even if I could try, well, a month in each state is a long travel time. That's not even nearly possible unless you're living there. So it would have to be a shorter time frame. But yeah, I want to get to America and visit a lot more of the states and a lot more of the areas. And they've got some amazing food in different places there, man. And I love myself some good food, man. Halfway there, number 5, we've got Italy, bellissimo. I like a pizza. I like a pizza. You like a pizza? Well, guess what? I like a pizza. That's why I want to travel to Italy. And it's not just because of the pizza. Guess what? What am I going to say? Historical value. Colosseum, the beautiful down stretch through the Amalfi Coast. I got there in the end. I was about to say Coral Coast, which is Fiji. The Amalfi Coast. I used to work in Flight Center for a very short time. I think it was about 4 months or 5 months or something like that, maybe 4 months. And a lot of the trips that I was booking for people would have been through the Amalfi Coast and Napoli and Sorrento, one of the two is the name of it. I think it's Sorrento. But look, Italy is an amazing country. Love my football as well. I'd love to go see AC Milan and Inter Milan and Napoli and all these different places and just really truly appreciate the Italian culture. Love myself a good cup of coffee as well. And there's just so much that I can relate to, especially in pizza terms. Number 6, and we've got the most random one on the list. This is going to blow your mind. This is going to be so random, but it is the case. It's Tajikistan. It's Tajikistan. What? Tajikistan? Why Tajikistan? I don't even know. I don't even know why Tajikistan, but Tajikistan is on my list. For some reason, it's always been on my mind. It's been on my mind more than all of these countries put together. Is there a country in your mind, comment it below, that you don't know how it got there, but you've just always been fascinated by it? And I'm just fascinated by Tajikistan. I haven't even done much research on it. I haven't really done anything on it except for just want to go there. So, cool. We're going to do it one day. I've always made this joke, like, when I'm watching a rugby league game and doing sporting content, I go, well, if we lose this game, I'm moving to Tajikistan. Well, that's because for some reason, that's the first thing that comes to my mind. So, yeah, one day we'll get there. One day we will get there. A similar one here, but it's quite a popular country still, is Colombia. And I feel like it actually is because I say it as Colombia. Like a Hangover 2, you know, where he's like, hello. That's how I say Colombia. I know it's Colombia, but but I really want to get to Colombia. I think there is so many great things about the country, and there's so many negative things about the country, and I feel like it's a great way to put into perspective a lot of different values. Yes, there's going to be some people who go out there and say, oh, it's just because you want to do drugs, or it's just because you want to hook up with the women. No, that's just not how everyone operates, right? If you want to travel the world, you're going to go to places that do have this. Like, for example, I'm going to be in Thailand this year. It's not about the intention. if you are going there and to enjoy the culture and to enjoy the people and enjoy the food and the entire experience of the country, you're still able to do those things as a grown adult. Don't get me wrong, but it's about the intention. If you're going there for that reason, there is a problem in my personal opinion, but you do you know, everyone's entitled to their opinion, just not my kind of deal. So, look, a lot of people, when they focus on Colombia, they look at the negative things, and I feel like there's a real good history in a lot of the negative things, like a Pablo Escobar and all these kind of jazz, which is completely different to how I've grown up in Australia. So, Brazil is definitely on the list, but I guess because I've always made that joking tone of Colombia, it's just always interested me, and I've watched a few videos on Medellin, and it's just so different, man. It's so intriguing. It's so intriguing. The grittiness of South America, the craziness of South America, and I think the vibes would really fit in. But again, a lot of South America you can kind of piece together in a similarity with Brazil, with Argentina, with these places. So Colombia, one day, we'll get there. 3 more to go, and this one's a pretty obvious one. Japan. Japan looks absolutely stunning, and I would actually preferably want to go to Japan during the winter, because I'm a big skier. I love skiing. I haven't been skiing for a while. I lived in Canada for about 2 months in Lake Louise, Alberta, which was absolutely beautiful. It was stunning, man. It was a stunning place to be, and I worked on the ski lifts there for a little bit, and I was told that Japan had this unbelievable snow that was just beautiful to ski through. And if you're a snowboarder, the same thing goes. And although Japan has this real... I love sushi. I will put it out there. I know a lot of people don't, but I love sushi. Japan has this real ethnic vibe where it's so true to itself. And it's not really westernized, I would say. It is very much... westernized in the traditional term. I would say that it's very true to its roots, Japan, comparatively to a lot of other countries that can go away from their roots. And a lot of people do say, and I'll answer this when I go there, but a lot of people say Thailand is this way, that it's gone a lot more kind of westernized than it was at its true roots outside of inside the main areas, comparatively to outside of the main areas where it is still quite traditional and whatnot. But I just don't get the vibe that Japan isn't true to itself, and that's what fascinates me the most. So Japan, expensive country though, so I want to have a little bit of moolah before I get over to Japan. Number 9, and I don't want to piss anyone off by saying this, okay? So I'm going to say both of the names just because I don't want to get involved. I'm just telling you I want to go to this area, and it's Israel and Palestine. Okay, so I believe in God. I am a Christian. I heavily believe in God. And this is the area of the world where Jesus Christ walked around and Jesus Christ is from. And that absolutely is integral to my life, to be in such a incredibly religious space. I don't believe necessarily in religion. I believe in God. And I believe in Jesus Christ. But I don't necessarily believe in religion, which is why you don't see a place like Vatican City on here. I would be absolutely open to going to Vatican City and really experiencing it, even though it's quite small, but still fascinating. But Israel and Palestine, I feel like you'll get that true feeling of being with Christ, and I feel like you'll get that true feeling of, I think it would be such a surreal and amazing emotional time to go to places that Jesus Christ was in. And that's something that I definitely would like to do to improve myself and to find a deeper love for God. And that's exactly my intention. And finally, in number 10, again, not in any order, but number 10, New Zealand. I've been in New Zealand for 5 days, got to watch my Gold Coast Titans get a win there, so we're undefeated there when I'm watching them. But New Zealand is they're our brothers in Australia. They're our brothers or sisters. They're brothers and sisters, and we love them dearly. You know, it's like... I guess it's like how America thinks of Canada, Australia thinks of New Zealand. Oh no, America and Canada don't like each other. Forget that, man, because Australians and New Zealanders, we love each other, man. We're Anzacs, and there's such beautiful mountainous ranges, the beautiful water. When I was there, they were so welcoming. It was a really incredible I can't even explain it. I want to go there for longer, is what I want to try to say here. I want to go there for longer and to go more rural. I was in Auckland itself. I was only in Auckland for 5 days. So I want to be able to get amongst New Zealand. I watched a movie called Ka Whawhai Tonu, A War Without End, last year. There's a review on the channel about it. And it is such a beautiful movie about the Māori culture. And I really want to get down and dirty and deep into the Māori culture and to really appreciate it from within and deeper, because I think it is such a beautiful culture, the Māori culture. So, yeah, look, I think that New Zealand is definitely high on my list to go to for like a 3-month trip and really knuckle down into the beauty of such an aesthetically pleasing country with a real quality history amongst it as well. But there you go, guys. There are the 10 countries that I'm most looking forward to in life, getting to at some place to really appreciate the country itself. Obviously, hit that like button, subscribe if you're new around here. If you do like travel content, this is the place to be. We post every single 2 days. Yes, sir. Every single 2 days. We're going to be this year in Vegas, Hawaii, India for 3 months, Vietnam for 3 months, and Thailand for 2 months. So it's going to be a really big year, and I hope you are here to join in. Comment below your top 10 countries, and I'll see you guys soon. Thanks for watching. Catch you later. See ya.